Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, and today I wanted to talk about, your privacy with regards to the digital privacy that you have on your computer. And there's many things that you can do, but I'm only going to cover the three most essential things that you, as a computer owner, and this even actually applies to your phone as well, truthfully. So, computer, laptop, phone, whatever. Okay, so there's three key things that you can do to increase your digital privacy on the internet. Things that you can do to help prevent from being spied on. Okay, let's get started. Number one. Now, when we interact with the internet, we're typically using a browser. So, currently, as it stands right now, the most popular browser on the market is Google Chrome. Now, it's a good browser. However, because it's created by Google, there is a lot of information that they can pull out of your surfing habits. The cookies that you download and the permissions that you use and any number of other factors. But so if you're happy with that, that's fine. But just know that if you switch to a different, more privacy oriented browser, you will help regain some of the privacy that you are currently losing to a bigger one like Google Chrome. Another one that you can almost be assured is spying on you is Safari, which is the default browser on Apple products. And then also Microsoft Edge, which is on Microsoft product, their laptops and whatnot, the Windows laptops. So your big three that are spying on you are going to be Google Chrome, Apple Safari, and Microsoft Edge. So you can move to any number of other browsers. Some of those include Mozilla Firefox. Firefox is a very, very popular one. It is not without its issues, however, but it is going to be a very good replacement for any of those three previous browsers that I just mentioned. Okay, the second thing that you can do to help regain some of your very valuable and limited privacy in this world is using a VPN. Now, what a VPN effectively does is it disguises the information that you send out over the internet. To be more precise, it encrypts the information. So nobody but the intended receiver can end up reading what you are sending or the information you're passing back and forth. So there are many, many VPN providers. There's a ton of them. Again, like browsers, not all of them are equal. Some of them do log. They keep track of where you went, what you looked at, what information that you sent between two different points, your computer and somewhere else. So, a couple popular options is Proton VPN. When you buy, I'm going to cover them more in a moment, but when you buy a package through Proton, you get the email, you get the calendaring, you get the drive, You get the VPN, all of it, all together in one big package. Mullvad is another excellent option. And what I really like about Mullvad VPN, and that's spelled Mullvad, Mullvad, with them, they do not ask for your name or even your email address when you sign up with Mullvad. So what they do is they generate an account key. Again, they don't know who you are. They just give you an account key when you go to their website, and then you take that account key and you can log into an account. Now, you can pay with any number of options. Obviously, you can pay with credit cards, you can send cash in the mail, you can pay with cryptocurrency. Anyway, Mullvad is a very, very good, secure, and honest, no-log VPN. I'm just trying to give you some ideas here. I'm not trying to go truly in-depth on all of these. The browsers, the VPN, and then finally, the last and most important point is, what email provider are you using? As you know, there are a lot of free email providers. There's Gmail, which is owned by Google. There's Outlook, which is owned by Microsoft. Yahoo, which is owned by Yahoo, of course. There's a lot of free email providers. But what do you think you're getting with free? You become the product. You're losing your privacy. They can read your emails. Okay? So there are some great options, again, with private email service providers. I just mentioned with the VPN Proton. So Proton Mail is probably one of the largest and most popular private email services. The good news is you can get an account for free. However, it does come with its limitations. I'll let you read about that on their website if you care to do so. Another one that I have always really liked is a company called StartMail. And they have a web page where they, you may have heard of even StartPage, which is their search engine to compete with Google. So StartPage created a private email service and called it StartMail. Just do a search for StartMail on the internet. Anyway, so we've talked about the big three here, right? So we need to have a privacy-preserving browser. We need to have a VPN. And finally, we need to have an email service provider, preferably one that is not free, because when it's free, you are the product. So you want to pay for that, okay? The email, you got to pay for it. You really need to if you want to have any privacy. VPN, same way. You don't want a free VPN. You want to stick with a reputable and highly proven VPN. Okay, so we've covered those three big ones. Now, I am going to make a second follow-up video to this one, and I am going to discuss a few more high-level options that you can consider to truly go all in on the privacy aspect, to regain your privacy. You do not need to be a criminal to want to have privacy. Everybody deserves privacy. You have the obligation and the right to preserve as much of your information out of the public eyes as possible. Think of privacy. You are not doing anything illegal when you send a letter in the mail and you put that letter in an envelope, you stamp it, and you send it to another person. That's not illegal. nor is sending a postcard. But with a postcard, everybody who has physical possession of that postcard at the post office can read who it's from, who it's going to, what you said. But the letter in the mail, they see on the front of the envelope, okay, this is who's sending it, this is where it's going, but they have no idea of the contents, what that thing says in there, what that letter says. And that's good. They don't need to know your business. So, I wanted to just provide these simple and easy suggestions for helping to reclaim your privacy. Once again, in closing, a privacy-preserving browser for when you use the internet, such as Mozilla Firefox. There's also another one I should mention real quick while we're on it. Brave browser, Brave. Brave is actually the underlying code is from the Chrome browser, but with all the Google stuff removed out of it. Okay. So, yeah, Firefox, Brave, those are two great browsers, privacy preserving. There's more, but I'm not going to get into all of them. You can do your research. VPN, again, you want to pay and you don't want a free VPN and you want to use one that is trusted and reputable, that does no logging. And finally, email, an email service provider such as Proton Mail, Start Mail. There's actually a lot of them out there. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with those 3 things to investigate and think about. Act on them as you wish. Try to reclaim some of the privacy that you have or deserve to have. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.